It's your girl Nylah, and I'm back with another video.
Welcome back to the Vibers, the Blue Heart Gang. And if you're just getting here for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, click those notification bells so that you can know every time I go live or when I do another upload. Because now we are in a relationship and yeah, we got to get into this bullshit. Listen, if you have not caught part 1 to this series, baby, go ahead, stop right here and go get part 1. The link will be in the description because I don't want you to be confused or left out of any of this mess.
In what ways has Papoose brought you peace?
It's like he has some experience over me as far as in like how long he's been here. So I'm being honored tonight and I'm making big deals in my career and I'm doing all this stuff, but it's like he's done it already. So when it's like I'm making decisions or having to figure things out, I can always come to him. It's almost like he's a cheat code almost. He's been like helping direct my life.
I've said it once before and I have to say it again. Listen, everybody knows the old saying, when you see a sucker, what do? You lick them. And in the case of Claressa Shields and her career, she is absolutely the sucker that is being licked. But Papoose isn't the only one doing the licking here. Because according to my investigations, he has literally positioned her to get got by every person around her. Before we get started, I want to make something crystal clear. Everything discussed in this video is based on publicly available information, public records, and my own opinions and analysis. Nothing presented here should be interpreted as a statement of undisputed fact. I encourage everyone watching to do your own research and come to your own conclusions. The purpose of this video is simple: to shine a light on what I believe are significant red flags surrounding the company Claressa Shields has aligned herself with. This isn't about tearing anyone down. It's about asking reasonable questions, following the paper trail, and examining information that's already in the public domain. Now, I also recognize that companies work very hard to project an image of wealth, influence, and success while keeping the inner workings of their business as private as possible. And baby, that's their right. My job isn't to speculate beyond the evidence. It's to examine what's publicly available, connect the dots where appropriate, and share my opinion based on those facts. So with that being said, let's get into this bullshit. Now, in my last video, I revealed to you all the owner of Wynn Records, the fact that they literally are on paper only 1 year old, and that the companies that they've had prior have been up their asses in financial ruin. Now, I'm not going to tell you no more, but this is not going to hit right or the same if you don't watch part 1, okay? Final warning. But I also did tell you guys that there is much more and many twists to this company. And what I didn't show was that these have got to be some of the most inarticulate, quote unquote, business people that I have ever seen. And what I didn't show is that this company has a pattern and a history of exploiting people who work or sign with them. And I didn't show all of the many legs and the moving parts and the relationships between all of these people. And most of us really do get that Papoose is obviously making an ass out of Claressa, exploiting her ignorance, usurping her fame, and possibly even planning on having an anchor baby with her in order to cement himself into her wealth. But literally, that's another conversation and another part of this series that we absolutely will get into. But just like Papoose, the main people that are going to benefit from this mess with Claressa is the owner of Wynn Records and his daughter. And I'm going to make a prediction, and I know this may sound a little bit premature, but there is going to be some legal troubles going on with this company surrounding Claressa Shields and Papoose. I don't know when, I don't know where, I don't know how. And all I know is that this is absolutely happening. So bookmark this video, save it to your playlist, make sure you like it so that you can come back and see it, because I'm telling you, there's going to be legal trouble and it's going to be involving money. So a few of you guys were kind of confused when I told you that Wynn Records had only been established on paper for 1 year. And I totally get the confusion. And yes, there is an explanation, but for some of y'all, it's not what you think. So yes, there are 2 Wynn Records. Now, the real question is, are they truly connected? What is the connection? And is this one just as dusty as the Wynn Records started by Ruben Branson? And in my professional opinion, I will say, hell yes, just as dusty. So this is the actual founder of the other Wynn Records. And although this particular Wynn Records has no paperwork that ties it to Ruben Branson's, trust me, there are ties there and I'm going to show them. So one of the many parallels that both of these owners of Wynn Records have is that they both are licensed counselors. They both have owned multiple assisted living facilities. They both have multiple businesses that started during the pandemic. They both have had foreclosure issues. They both have had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 revoked SEC statuses. They both have multiple businesses that are not located where the public filings suggest that they should be. They both recently started streaming services networks. And they both have people online looking for money that is owed to them. And perhaps one of the biggest red flags with both of them is that they both overrepresent what they can actually deliver for artists or people who come through their labels. If I have to give my personal opinion after being nosy for a couple of weeks in their business, it is my personal assessment that both of these men are fraud. But I will say, in my opinion, the biggest fraud may actually be this guy who's going by Dr. John Wynn, the first owner of Wynn Records. Well, let's just clear up something real quickly, first of all, about this doctor business. According to public records, he became a doctor when he received an honorary doctorate of divinity from the African American College of Bishops. And baby, we already know that the community has been through enough with the fake doctorate degrees. And while I do respect the fact that some people have done so much within the culture and within their professions that reputable colleges and universities will honor them a degree, I don't respect it when it comes from institutions that are financially driven, such as this one, and those that are non-accredited. And did I tell you that Dr. John Wynn actually has also been responsible for opening multiple churches? And before my Christians come into the room getting upset saying, why do I care about them opening churches? In case y'all don't know, that is the biggest scam hustle going on in the modern day. You open up a 501c3, you apply for grants, you place yourself in a community where it is depressed or there are not a lot of jobs, or maybe there's drug problems or something like that. And then you write out a grant allotment for services such as teaching and outreach and all of this kind of stuff, when the only thing that you're reaching for is government funding that is tax-free, as well as the government's check to fill your pockets. This person has had absolutely not one business that was uber successful. Now, the assisted living homes that they get, a lot of people are getting into them. I've considered even having one. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But when you have things like what Ruben has going on and what this man has going on, where you have people looking for money, you have people saying that they're not getting paid, you have people saying that the services that are supposed to be rendered are not happening, it's a problem. So even though it was a huge leap for Ruben to literally jump from being a counselor and an assisted living type situation to now being the owner of a record label and doing all of these deals and stuff like that, I'm definitely not saying that people can't just come up with a great idea or develop a passion for something and be money motivated, because I am that person. I am money motivated. So I will invest or get into a business that can help my family financially. That's not the problem. The problem is the lack of transparency and the lack of honesty. Because just like with Ruben has not one artist that he's made successful. No success stories come from Wynn Records. No major hits come from Wynn Records. Wynn Records' biggest deal was getting its hands on Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields is a self-selling product, but Claressa Shields is not business savvy enough or cognizant enough to realize her worth. And Claressa Shields has, in my opinion, a boyfriend that is very, very predatory and money motivated himself. But his motivations isn't for him to go and get the money himself. He prefers to attach himself to popular women who have the bag or have the potential and could get him into rooms that he could not get his black ass in without. So they build off these women's energy. And this is not something that just Ruben is doing of Wynn Records. Oh, the good pastor, motivational speaker, multi-level marketing, whatever we want to call this dude, he does the same thing. And here's where we're going to start to connect the dots of the Wynn Records parts 1 and 2. Because, baby, they definitely tried to act like they were not affiliated and so associated, but they absolutely are and have left some traces outside of the things that I told you guys. Both of these men are counselors. Both of these men have ties to Africa. Both of these men have assisted living facilities, and there's more. Let's get into it. Now, y'all, please do me a favor and hit thumbs up, share this video, and do not forget to subscribe. Because, baby, I do real detective work over here. I don't just pull stuff out of my ass. I was literally combing through paperwork, documents, trying to connect the dots. And for whatever reason, I'm sorry, I see that they are trying to act like these are separate entities. The Wynn Records that was started by Dr. John Wynn was definitely started many, many years way before. But again, there are things that they have perhaps made a mistake on or just left out where they dropped the ball and didn't realize that they're actually connecting. And like I said, I do find it very, very uncanny that both of the Wynn Records owners are licensed counselors. Both of them have assisted living facilities. Both of them are having people on the internet looking for them to have money. In fact, Dr. John Wynn is so up his ass in controversy that he's trying to cover up that even though he quote unquote owns a network, you can't even comment on his posts. So you know when people turn off the comments, that's because they're trying to hide some smoke. Not to mention they, have the same name situation. They both have streaming services. Every single thing is identical. And there's this. Now, I did this screen recording because on the surface, there is no connection to these companies, right? So I went to the Wynn Records page that is owned by Dr. John Wynn. And as you see, this is him signing his artist, who is also his daughter. Right there, I'm clicking onto the Wynn Records Network.com link that he has pinned in his bio. And as you see, it takes us straight to WynnRecords.com. There we see Sean, Papoose, and all of them. This is the actual website that they all use. So there's only one other explanation for why he would link repeatedly this link that links him straight to Ruben and the rest of them. But let's go over this first.
Hey, I'm John Wynn with the Wynn Network, along with the new Wynn Records. We've been in the music business for over 30 years, and we're so excited that we are now doing a production deal and a label called the Wynn Records. Next week, a week from today, we are doing a showcase in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we want you to participate. Along with this, which is so awesome, you get an opportunity to get a manager, as well as the artist that wins will be on our newest movie that's coming out. You'll be one of the featured singers. We're going to set up concerts for them. If they win, they're going to be part of a great team that's going to take them even further, along with even doing a music video. But you have to win the showcase. So I want you to go to WynnRecords.com. That's WYNN Records with the S.com. And you can also do submissions now. If you can't show up in person, you can do submissions. Get it today. We extended it because everybody was so interested in it. So we wanted to make sure we could give you that opportunity. Those that can do video submissions. Look at the information you need, submit it, pay the fee, and enjoy getting an opportunity to be part of the Wynn Records and the Wynn family team. Again, I am Dr. John Wynn. I am the owner, and I thank you for participating. God bless.
Listen, any of my people that are in the chat or in the comment section that have strong intuition and can read some energy down, tell me, do you guys not see fraud like I see fraud? But anyway, that's him saying that he is the owner of Wynn Records, and he gave the actual website. Now, again, we have not seen any success, and that 30 years in the business may as well never even happen because it's virtually not even really spoken about online or anywhere else. But what I can say about this man is he wants to make some money, okay? He is absolutely talking about they're doing filming, streaming, everything that you can think of. But the problem is ain't nobody really messing with. And I suspect that this is just something else that he uses to get business loans or to get grants and all of this kind of stuff, all under the guise of community outreach and all of this kind of stuff. I know these types. This is how they operate. Again, take this information with your own discretion. Now, he wasn't going to leave a stone unturned because he even has the Wynn Network Africa edition, honey. He has the Instagram already mapped out. And again, the only people that are following the Wynn Network Africa is him, his wife, and their other network pages. Now, all of these coincidences with how they do business, what they do for business, as far as him and Ruben, it could be complete coincidence, right? But the website and them linking to each other is the one thing that does not make any sense and that literally links them together. Why would you be syncing yourself to their website with their people and their situation on? And I'll be honest, other than that, there's not much to connect them other than the fact that these guys have so many things in common. And as far as the paperwork, I will put the paperwork on my Patreon in case anybody wants to be nosy and go look it up. But yes, the foreclosures, all of the churches, all of the businesses literally revoked permanently. It says permanently revoked SEC statuses on about 7 or 8 different businesses. It's literally insane. I've never seen anything like it. And not to mention, both Wynn Records just so happen to be having ties to Africa. And in case y'all don't know, the reason why people like to do the Africa outreach, honey, is money, okay? You can get so much funding for humanitarian efforts outside of the country, especially on the continent of Africa. Don't y'all remember all those evangelists and televangelists from back in the day, like Robert Baker or whatever, the Bakers, y'all know who I'm talking about. They all ran that same damn scam. So it's obvious they don't want to be seen as the same entity. But the distinctions and the logos are just not there. Here's the original Wynn Records logo. Here is the current Wynn Records logo. And here is the current logo for now what they call the Wynn Network TV. Okay, they still have the globe. They have a very similar font, same name. And again, this very page is referencing the same website. Another thing that I picked up is that they like to promote these things that are supposed to be going on, but they never actually take place. And keep in mind, the Wynn Network is always trying to attach themselves to a larger entity. You see that they're hashtagging the Stellar Awards. Now, as of late, Dr. John Wynn is starting to reference a website, thewynnetwork.com, which is a totally different network, but still has some of the same things like a streaming network and emerging artists, ties to Africa, and all of that kind of stuff.
Stay tuned, keep it locked, watch what God is doing. And if you haven't subscribed, I want to encourage you to subscribe to thewynnetwork.com. That's THWYNNNETWORK.com. And it's 10 days.
So obviously there is a distinction being made and it's purposeful. I don't know why. And again, I'm not 100% sure on this. And I do have an alternative explanation scenario that might be applicable. Now, another thing that connects them is the email address. If you look at this post, which is dated for July 22nd, 2021, you can plainly see that the email address is info@wynnrecords.com. Now, this is a business. This is not someone that is new to business or websites. This man has had online initiatives and all kinds of businesses for a very, very long time. Clearly, that could not be a mistake of that magnitude. But even if it were, you still can't explain why this business owner would link his website to the Wynn Records that has the same exact name as Ruben Branson's Wynn Network and is literally the same exact website, unless it's his website. Now, I told you, I'm going to give you an alternative scenario just in case, because I try to cover all bases. Now, if we just go back to Wynn Network's IG account, the one that is associated with Ruben Branson, Papoose, and Claressa, you can clearly see that the email address is the same. So tell us, why would all of this be happening? Why would these connections be so closely linked together if it weren't so? Well, there may be some benefit in them being inconspicuous. And I mean both of them, both Ruben Branson and Dr. John Wynn. If you look into his comment section, like I told you, all of his comments is limited. So you cannot comment on his shit. And for a CEO, a pastor, a bishop, apostle, and all this shit, that is really strange for someone that is trying to grow and promote a business and a network. Why can't people comment? Well, this gentleman literally commented 140 something weeks ago, okay? And he said, "You blocked my number, but you still owe me my money." Okay? And I suspect he's not the only one. Now, back to Ruben Branson for a second. So again, there could be an alternative response for all of this, right? And it might be simply, again, that it's because they're shady. They don't care to actually come out and say exactly what it is, because these men, both Ruben Branson and John Wynn, owe people money. People are looking for them, right? So you don't want to necessarily be someone that can literally be connected to people, places, things, or even money if you're out here scamming and doing bullshit. Or it could be just as simple. Maybe they actually did own that domain, wynnrecords.com, at one time. Now, I done already told y'all, and I can show you with the physical paperwork. I'll put it on my Patreon. The paperwork is showing that this man has had financial issues for a long time. Both these men, actually. But just maybe Dr. John Wynn did have that domain at one time, and maybe he just didn't keep up with it and lost it. Maybe that's why that used to be his freaking domain and his email address, and it's not that anymore. But it just still does not explain, y'all. And I cannot get this out of my mind. Both men got foreclosures. Both of them assisted living facilities. Both of them are licensed counselors. Both of them have multiple businesses with permanently revoked SEC statuses. I mean, they both are in the record industry, quote unquote. They both are doing streaming services, and the logos are very, very similar. Now, I will say this, and this probably does make it even a little bit confusing. And this might be the perfect segue into this part of the video, because this is not just about Wynn Network, but it's how these entities, this business, this family is actually making an ass out of Claressa. And pretty soon we're all going to be like, girl, we tried to tell you, but you thought everybody was hating. Now, let me introduce some more concepts surrounding CuhDeejah and clear some stuff up too, because some things that are being said don't make any sense. Now, it's quite obvious that Dr. John Wynn named his network after his last name. But again, what isn't 100% clear is the connection between Ruben Branson and Dr. John Wynn with all the Wynn Records situations going on. So let's just try to make sense of it then. CuhDeejah's daughter is named Wynn. That's literally her name. Now, it's absolutely rumored and even very suspicious that there could be a situation that has went on or is maybe even still going on between CuhDeejah and Papoose. Now, we definitely know that CuhDeejah, Papoose, Ruben, everybody's playing in Claressa's face. I mean, why not? She's the sucker that wants to get licked. But if I'm being honest, we all know that part of the reason that we think that is because Remy did say that there was a Cali girl, even though we have uncovered a Cali girl. And if you don't know who that is, check out my video on it. I'm going to link all of this, the whole playlist, in the description of the video. But it also came out that way because of CuhDeejah herself when she said this.
The blacker the berry, they say the sweeter the juice. I want to be the Remy to my man Papoose.
Now, for reference, CuhDeejah actually made that song and that video came out in 2022. And if you guys remember correctly, Remy Ma told us that she stopped sleeping with Papoose in 2022. Mind you, we've already went over the fact that Claressa and Papoose actually started dealing in the background in 2020, but that's another conversation, girls. Go through the playlist. And so she's saying she wants to be the Remy to her man, Papoose. Now, check it out. CuhDeejah's sweet little beautiful baby is actually allegedly fathered by this gentleman here, and his name is Chris. He was at the baby shower. He was there the whole time. This is who CuhDeejah was dating. Now, I want to do some separate content surrounding CuhDeejah and her relationships because I find something a little interesting, but we'll get into that. So I'm not sure why some bloggers are going with the narrative that this is Papoose's little girl, which I guess only DNA could actually clear that up. But I do think that he is the daddy. But it literally does leave a question like, why would she say that? Why would she say she wants to be the Remy to her man, Papoose, when this guy was married? Like, that's a very suggestive thing to say. And girl-a-las and bro-bros, we do know that she is pregnant right now. The announcement has been made, and this is the father, they say. And a lot of people wonder, again, why would she say that, and how long has this guy been around? All right, so now that Abe is in the group chat, let's talk about it. So I'm not entirely sure about how long they've been together. However, what I can tell you is that the first like that I found on his IG was from 2025. And he was definitely around when her and Papoose and all of Wynn Records went to Sierra Leone. And he just so happens to be from Sierra Leone as well. And I will say this, he has a deeper connection with celebrities, a longer connection with celebrities than CuhDeejah or Wynn Records. He's been in a couple movies, not huge roles, but he's been in Black Panther. He's been in quite a few films, and I have seen at least a dozen pictures of him with different celebrities. He's also done some high fashion modeling. He's a pretty good looking young man, but for whatever reason, and y'all please, in the comment section right now, tell me, does he seem like CuhDeejah's type? I mean, we've watched her videos and we've seen her antics and all that. And I think that she has like a cute little flavor or whatever. She's got some talent, but it's not like a big, huge commercial successful talent that she has. But it is giving ratchet. And this dude is like a Muslim. Like, this dude does the 5 prayers a day. He absorbs Ramadan, and not saying that those dudes aren't out of pocket sometime, because yes, they are. But he just does not seem to have that quote unquote energy that she has. But Papoose does. Speaking of which, because I'm so messy, I could not help but look at this caption where CuhDeejah comments and says, "My heart," under Abe's profile. It's a picture of him and Papoose. When she says "my heart," I can't help but wonder if she's talking about him or Papoose, because girl, you're not fooling me. So based on what I see, he has the anchor or the connection also in Sierra Leone with all of the networking that they're doing. It seems like he comes from a well-to-do family. It looks like he actually owned a resort, or his family owned a resort. His parents are no longer with us, but that seems like what he was doing as far as a business before he got into Wynn Records. But he's been trying to break into acting and modeling for quite some time. And I'll be honest, he was definitely a working model. There is lots of reputable fashion blogs that have featured him, that have posted him. And I just feel like in my gut that the Wynn family is very predatory. So in my opinion, this is a sucker also. So who knows what the hell is going on. Now, I know y'all been seeing the chunky light-skinned guy that's been hanging around with Papoose and Claressa, and he's literally all around all the time. And, you know, he's with CuhDeejah and all of this kind of stuff. So that would be Sean to Myles. Now, it looks like what he does primarily is produce music, but he's also a singer. Now, just like everybody affiliated with Wynn Records, he ain't had no hits or no major success. But he is connected to some people that have been successful. Let's talk about it. Now, apparently Google is not half as nosy as we are, because of course your first go-to would be to Google, but baby, it's deeper than that when you're this nosy. So he was once married to Keisha Renee. Keisha Renee was one time a contestant on The Voice. She's actually a 6-time Grammy-winning vocalist and background singer. And I suspect she is the motivation behind one of Sean 2's songs where he talked about losing a good woman. So Keisha Renee was also on American Idol, and I actually remember her from American Idol, and the girl is actually talented. She tours with Jelly Roll, sang background for Nicki Minaj. She was on tour with Bad Boy. She was part of First Sunday with Kanye. She's been around in the industry for a while and gotten lots of recognition from the big guys. And I know this is probably a little bit off, but like, she almost, in my opinion, has the Remy and Papoose situation going on. And like I said, she's super talented. Just take a listen. Right now, baby, make love to me. She also did some music on P Valley, y'all. I know I've been changed. I know I've been changed. So her and Sean 2 Myles shared 2 children together, and it looks like they might have broke up around 2015, 2016. She's since remarried, and he's out here, you know, just floating around with Papoose and all this kind of stuff. But what it looks like is that's when she literally blew up. Now, don't get me wrong. Like I said, she was doing music with Kanye and with all these other people, Nicki Minaj, way before that. And we can clearly see she's talented. So for me, he looked a little bit bummy to me, even though, yeah, I know he was doing production work in the background and all this kind of stuff just based on me being nosy and looking on their page. But it actually did give Remy and Papoose, where she was probably carrying the family and building legacy, and he was just doing whatever he could do. Now, I already know y'all wondering, okay, so what is his connection to Wynn Records? Well, let's just let him and CuhDeejah tell you, because it's kind of interesting how they got together.
Man, we got Sean 2 Myles and Passion in the building, man. So how did you 2 hook up here? How did you and Sean get together?
So we family, so it's distant cousins. So she in Chicago, I'm in LA, so I had a cousin, Ruben. Shout out to Ruben Branson. He was saying, hey, you know, you got a cousin in Chicago that's do music. He came to my studio and was like, yo, I'm gonna fly out here, get it going out here. Y'all need to do a song.
So that means that this is not only Sean's cousin, but it's also CuhDeejah's cousin, and it means that Sean is her cousin. Now, her name is Passion. You've seen her in some photographs, and you've even seen her in the infamous video where CuhDeejah says she wants to be the Remy to her man Papoose. She was in that video. Now, here's where it gets interesting. She actually sang at Claressa's fight with Franchon Dezern. And baby, there was controversy. Let's get into it.
Let me one more time. Perfect. Tell me what your name is.
Huh? Passion.
Passion what? Does he just go by Passion?
Just Passion.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
just Passion. Just.
P-A-S-C-H-A-N.
Just.
With every voice you sing.
Just.
That's good. You want to do some more? You want to do some more?
Just saying, you know.
Might as well. You're here.
Since I'm here.
You got you here. There you go.
I've arrived.
Now, it goes without saying, because I just showed you in that interview that she revealed through Sean that she is related to Ruben Branson, who owns Wynn Records. And she was booked for the Claressa Shields Franchon Dezern fight back in February to sing Lift Every Voice and Sing. Now, apparently there was some bullshit going on that I missed, and maybe some of you guys didn't, but I absolutely missed it. There was some confusion because she sang this song that night, and so did Kelly Price. Now, it goes without saying that Claressa is supported by Kelly Price. Y'all know Kelly Price is weird. She's in religious psychosis right now. She needs a doctor, in my opinion. And we all know that there was a lot of unprofessional things that was happening for the setup to this fight. Franchon getting headbutted, all kind of weird stuff. But when Claressa and Papoose are around, who knows what kind of hot ghetto mess is gonna pop off. Take a listen to this.
Hey, you guys, it's Passion, and I'm here to address my performance, Lift Every Voice and Sing, at the Claressa Shields and Franchon Cruz Dezern's championship fight. Do I believe that Kelly Price took away from my performance? And to that I say, absolutely not. The people were expecting a different song, and that's not what they got. My performance still ate, still gave. Stop playing with me. Leading up to the fight, it was conveyed to me that I would be the only person singing Lift Every Voice and Sing, which I was hired to do. I didn't learn until a very short time before my performance time that we both would be singing the same song. That night was about two talented, strong women competing for the heavyweight championship. I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm in competition with PASCHAN, passion. And with that being said, I have new music dropping in April, and I can't wait to hear from my fans.
Okay, so oddly enough, Kelly Price came out and sang the same damn song, okay? Now, I'm trying to figure out who orchestrated that and why. Now, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who actually messed this night up. You got singers singing the same exact song back to back, same event, and the one singer thought that she was the only singer for that event and that she was the only one singing that song. We know that this is a Claressa Shields production. Now, keep in mind, this is the relative of the owner of Wynn Records, okay? The cousin of CuhDeejah and the cousin of Sean. What I want to know, and answer me right now in the comment section, do y'all think that this clip that I'm about to show you right now had a little bit of something to do with why that happened?
Okay, y'all. Okay, cousin, let's go. Franchon is my favorite, y'all. Hey, you got to. Oh, sorry. You look dirty for that pool.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Well, I seen how you did that, big bro. We love Franchon. Every time I look, why he get up my picture? You okay?
Now, y'all do know whose voice that was, right? You do know where I got this clip from. This is from Passion's IG. So her, the relative of Wynn Records, the relative of Ruben Branson, the owner, the relative of CuhDeejah, the relative of Sean too, honey, she was supporting Franchon, okay? Openly, and that's it. So to have someone come out singing the same song, Honey, that was all day, Claressa. I can't prove it. I wasn't there. I didn't authorize it. But I bet you that's her, because who else will be that tacky and socially uncouth? And it just so happens after this fight, we didn't see her mentioning Wynn Records anymore. I don't think anything's coming out of Wynn Records for Passion, because probably they want her to kind of like settle down, because Claressa's the cash cow. I mean, how else are they gonna eat? Okay, so let's wrap this video up, because I already feel like it's too long. I know y'all be having short attention spans, and I just want to know if y'all want me to go deeper, and if you guys have a better understanding of what is going on behind the scenes and who all the playmakers are. So to wrap this up, two Wynn Records, very, very similar backgrounds of both quote unquote owners, down to the other businesses that they had, other same financial problems, all that shit. But for me, the bottom line is this: Claressa is at a disadvantage, and it is literally because of her decision making and her attachment to Papoose. Wynn Records, in my opinion, is a predatory company. They are making an ass of her. Wynn Records, owned by Ruben Branson, has only been around for 1 year. Claressa's deal with them is gonna be coming up on a year pretty soon. Papoose is not a businessman, never will be, never has. He has always leveraged the success of the women that he was with and ate off of them, their celebrity, and their energy, and always laid in the back, pretending to be Mr. Loyal, Mr. Concerned. We saw the act that he pulled with Remy, and if you don't get it, I completely laid out his play in several videos. Go through my playlist. And now we have this thing with CuhDeejahs and all these other people, not to mention, like, when I think about the other dynamics that are at play with Wynn Records, there's a lot of people associated with them that are associated with scam lifestyles. I'm not even getting into it right now. Y'all let me know if y'all want me to share that. Maybe we can do that part on a live stream. But I just wanted to shed some light on the mystery behind what was going on, spread some truth where I could, and clear up some bullshit. Let me know what y'all think about this. And one other question I have for y'all, and y'all better answer this question or I'm gonna be mad. Do y'all think that CuhDeejah's new baby daddy is the same fool for her that Claressa is for Papoose? Like, wouldn't it be crazy if they are running this play in conjunction? That would be crazy. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this down in the comment section. And if you like my commentary, please click like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't like it, you can still comment. You can still subscribe, baby. But you are bound to return and find something that will entertain you or be of intellectual benefit. Don't forget to support the channel with a like. You can give a super thanks. You could send a cash app. You could send me some blessings. But what I really, really like is for you to subscribe, share the video. All right, I'm out.